Yo, what's up guys? So today, I promised y'all that I was going to make a video on how to wheelie. So here I am today, gonna make a video on how to wheelie. So yeah, let's get into it. Gonna be teaching you how to wheelie. So I hope y'all like it. If y'all want to see more of my content, subscribe. Well, let's get into it. Gonna warm up the bike real quick. Okay, that should be good. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna be going over the basics real quick, so I can do it better with the bike off, like talking, so y'all can hear me better. Okay, so I want a KLX 140. This applies to like a 125, 140, or basically like a pit bike or a trail bike, the way that I'm gonna be explaining it, because they're different from a race bike, like an 85, a 150, 65, but this is basically going towards like 125s and a 140, like this. Could do a 150F, the trail bike, could put that in there, but alright, so any trail bike, clutch, okay, the 125, 140, and then the 150s, but specifically the 150F, they have a clutch. That's going to be really important. The seat position is going to be really important. The throttle is going to be really important, okay. Then you got to get your balance point down. Alright, so number one, make sure in your first, you come slowly rolling up, almost to a stop. Not completely to a stop, but you're still rolling a little bit. Give a little gas, dump that clutch. Okay, make sure in your first, come slowly rolling up, you have the clutch in. Give it a little gas, dump the clutch. Now, I'll show you what I mean by a little gas. A little gas, something like that. You do like that much gas. Okay? That much gas. Where it's in the sweet spot, okay? But you want to make sure you dump that clutch hard. And then you pop it up, alright? Well, I'm going to show you the seat position. You normally sit right here in the middle, right? You sit normally right here. You have about like 2 hands or 3 hands, depends on how big your hands are, from the gas cap, okay? You want to stay there in the middle, or you could go right here a little back, but no further than right here. If you do this any further, the way I'm showing you with the trail bike, you will loop it. I promise you. I've looped it before doing that. I was sitting back here, I had slick pants on, looped it. So you want to be sitting here, right here, where you still have like 2 or 3 hands to the gas cap, or you want to sit back here. Depends on how much you weigh. If you're really light, which I'm 119 pounds, I'm 5'2", I normally sit right here, okay? Because that bike has enough power, when you dump the clutch, you'll automatically stand up. What you don't want to do, when it pops up, do not throw your feet back if it goes too far. Also, another thing, keep your back foot right here near the back brake. Don't ride the back brake. Keep it near the back brake. Just in case you go too far back, tap that back brake and sit her down. Or you can pull back in the clutch. But if you're too far back, I'd best mind the best way, that back brake. You could pull back in the clutch if your foot is nowhere near the back brake. But the best way to make it go back down is tapping that back brake. If you're really far back, you may have to put a good little bit of pressure. Depends on how good your back brakes are. Mine ain't the best, so I have to put just a little bit of pressure on them. A good little bit. Okay. So you got seat position, popping the clutch, but you gotta throttle, a little bit of throttle at the same time. Dump that clutch and stand up. Alright. I'll demonstrate it in a minute, but you gotta keep in mind, first gear, keep your right foot near the back brake, okay? It ain't gotta be hovering over it, because like me, I have small feet, so it's hard for me to like hover over it, so I had to be put off to the side over here, where I can easily do like that. But if you have like bigger feet than me, you can easily hover over that back brake, you know. But for people with small feet, you kind of gotta put it to the side a little bit. But right near the back brake. Okay, you gotta find your sweet spot. Alright, well I'm finna show you, I'm finna demonstrate. But keep in mind, first gear, clutch. Little gas, dump the clutch, sit about right here where I'm sitting. That's like 2 hands up, okay? If you have shorter hands, it's going to be like 3. If you have bigger hands, it's going to be like 1. It's different for different people. But right here in the middle. Okay, now you may see me slide back a little bit if I want to get it up a little bit more. Put more weight to the back. Now, keep in mind, I'm 119 pounds. If I go too far back, it easily loops on me. So you got to keep in mind, the heavier you are, the more up you should be. But like, if you're like 125 pounds, you shouldn't be sitting way up here on the gas cap. Still sit in the middle. You can slide back a little bit, but not too far, because you'll easily loop it. Because all that weight's going to go to the back rear tire, and all that power is shifting that bike up. And the more you're back, the more higher up it goes. So you want to be sitting in the middle, okay? Alright, remember what I just told you. I'm going to demonstrate it now. Sit in the middle, holding the clutch, okay? But I'm going to redo this, I'm just reminding you. Gas about like that, dump the clutch, okay? But you got to dump it like that, alright? Sit in the middle, foot near the back brake, okay? Okay, now you seen how I went a little bit more back because I was in a weird spot. I was in a weird spot over there, so I had to lean back a little bit, so I kind of got back here. I was like 3 hands up, you know, so I had to get back here and dump the clutch because I was in a weird spot. But if you're on flat ground and there's no weird spots like bumps or anything, or it goes down in a divot or anything like that, so stay in the middle, alright? Don't be stupid like I did one time and go all the way back there and loop the snot out of it, alright? I forgot I was in neutral. I'm going to pick a better spot to show you. Alright, in the middle, foot near the back brake, pop that clutch, alright? Now you gotta give it a little bit of gas. Because if you just give it a little gas like this, here, I'll show you, stationary. It ain't gonna do nothing, so you have to give it more gas than that. Alright, Now we're just working on popping it up. We're not riding it or anything, okay? So we're just popping it up, and then kind of lean forward a little bit, let it go back down. Alright? Once you practice that over and over, and you get used to it, you can ride it a little bit longer and try to ride it a little bit. But don't go out of your comfort zone. Now don't do what I just did there. Yeah, you'll mess up sometimes like me. I was a little leaning off to the side, and you seen how it's kind of going over? Keep your body weight in the center all times, okay? Unless you are good and you want to do little spin arounds or whatever. But right now, we're just starting off as a beginner, okay? Keep that weight in the middle, alright? If you did like I just did, it'll go to the side, and if you don't correct it, it will dump you over and it will hurt. So keep that weight in the middle. Also, another thing, before you start trying to learn how to wheelie, you got to have a little bit of experience and be comfortable on your bike first. Alright, you got to be comfortable on your bike. Remember, center, clutch, pop it. But you got to remember that. Alright? Now, I was trying to, hold on. The reason I went a little to the side there was when I was going, I was trying to avoid them big ruts. Because if you hit them big ruts, it could tip you on back a little bit more than you want. Alright? Keep in mind, if there's no ruts or anything, or you got to avoid anything, keep that weight in the center. I'll try to get a good spot and show you what center looks like, alright? Gotta turn it back on. Alright, center, in the middle of the bike. Clutch, slow roll it, give it some gas, dump that clutch. There's a big bump right there. I'll show you another one. Alright, now you can keep a little steady gas like that, but like for popping it. But don't give it too much. You need to find that sweet spot in it. Because if you do too much and you keep it steady, it'll throw you back. If like too little, less is better than too much. Because less will just put it down. Too much will put you on the ground. Alright? You get what I'm saying? Kind of did a little rhyme there. But too much is bad. Too less is good. Alright? But you need to find that sweet spot of it. Alright? Find the sweet spot if you want to keep it steady throttle. If you want to keep it steady and you done got used to popping it and just putting it back down, and you want to try a little steady throttle, find that sweet spot, okay? Now you will crash, alright? You will crash, I promise you. When you're learning how to do stuff like this, it takes time to learn it. You will crash, so don't be afraid to crash, alright? I don't like that spot right there because it kind of dips off to the side. Now, where I'm doing it at, there's a lot of bumps, so it may just slide me back when I hit the bumps or whatever. I will show you right over here what middle looks like, alright? There isn't much bumps. I will show you. Let me get a good spot. I'm going to turn around and do it. But I'll show you what middle looks like. Remember, center of the bike, clutch, slow slow roll it and give it some gas and jump that puppy. Kind of bogged on me a little bit. But don't do like that with the throttle. Ease into it and then pop it. Alright? Because if you do it all at once, it probably will make the bike bog down like it just did. Alright? Like that. So that's center. Alright? Keep in mind, most trail bikes are really heavy. So if you're 119 pounds to this bike isn't a lot. Alright, I'll tell you that. 119 pounds to this bike is nothing. Alright. I used to be 112. I had to sit like back here to get it up. You know, up. But I'm 119 pounds. Right here's like the sweet spot on the seat. Alright. But if you're like 120 plus, then you want to sit like right in here in the middle. Alright. But at first to pop it up, you can sit right here, then gradually slide back. Don't do it all once, because then it would pop it up. Just gradually slide back. Alright? But if you're like 120 plus to this bike, sit somewhere in the middle. Alright? Because I don't remember how much this bike weighs. I don't remember how much. But 120 plus to this bike, it gets a little heavy, so the further you're back, the better, and the more possibility you'll loop it. But like if you're 110, 119 pounds like me, stay like first when you pop it up, stay in the center, and you can gradually slide back here. Alright? Yo, I'm sorry about the video before it cut off on me, so we're gonna jump back in what I was doing. So, like I was saying, keep body center of the bike, put that clutch in, get some gas, dump it, and we're gonna do some demonstrations. Find a good spot, demonstrate. Now right there, what I did is I leaned to the side a little bit. The ground over right here is very uneven. But I went to the side a little bit. You don't want to go to the side. You want to keep your body weight in the center of the bike. I'm going to go over there somewhere and show y'all a few where some a little bit more even ground. But we're just practicing popping it up, popping the bike up. Like that. We're just practicing popping the bike up. Alright, we're not riding it. We're just practicing popping it up and setting it back down. Alright, so we're leaning forward, set it back down, or tapping the back brake a little bit to set it back down. Alright, we're just doing that. Alright, you seen how I did that? I kind of went back a little bit because I'm only 119 pounds. To this bike, it is nothing. But 120 plus, you want to kind of stay in the center. But for like 110 to 119, just slide back like 2 or 3 hands. Depends on how big your hands are or how little your hands are. Come on. I know why it does that sometimes. I'll do a few more demonstrations, then we'll get talking about the stuff. Alright, find some good clear ground Now, like I was saying, if you want to try and practice the steady throttle, find that sweet spot in the steady throttle, but right now, like I said, we're just practicing popping it up. So right there I went over bumps, but I didn't freak out. I kept it smooth, and I just let the bike do what it was doing. But at the same time, I kept my composure, and I didn't try to throw my legs back, even though the bike went far back, and I slid back. Now, for me, I slid back too much, because if I gave it too much throttle, it would have looped it. So we don't want that. Like I said, we're just practicing popping it up. And once you get comfortable just popping it up, you can try to ride it a little bit. But I don't want you to get ahead of yourself and get out of your comfort zone. I want you to stay in your comfort zone. Now, mind you, practicing wheelies, you will fall. So don't be scared to fall or loop it, alright? Because it will happen. I guarantee you it will. Nobody's has never, their first time practicing wheelies or whatever, failed. Alright? It's guaranteed. It's part of learning. Alright? You'll fail, but you gotta keep going, alright? It's guaranteed because you're learning something new. And it's hard. I'm gonna do a few more demonstrations, then I'm gonna park it, and I'm gonna talk about all the balance points and everything. That was uneven. Like I said, just popping it up. I spun over there because yesterday my dad cut the grass, so now it's slick. Messed up. Pull that clutch in. Give it some gas and dump that clutch, alright? Hit the little bumps over there like some whoops. Alright. So now that I showed you some demonstrations, you should get the gist of it. Alright. Turned everything off. Don't want to kill the battery. Alright, so now we're just going to be talking about the balance points and everything. Alright, so mind you, trail bikes are different than race bikes. Alright. Get you a good trail bike to start on as a beginner bike, like a 125 or 140. Whew. I'm 5'2". I'm 119 pounds. This bike, I can easily flat foot on it, and I have a little bend in my legs. Alright. 125 is, I didn't feel good on it. I felt a little bit more cramped. Now, 125 did fit me, but I just had a lot more bend in my knees than on here, but 140 fits me good. So, get you a nice starter trail bike, has a clutch, and then talked all about first gear, have that clutch in, get some throttle, dump that clutch. Alright, balance point on this bike, if you're 119 pounds like me, right here is the sweet spot to get it up there, about like that, where the balance point is on it. That's the balance point on it, the sweet spot. If you're 120 plus, stay in the center of the seat, and then, because you're heavier, so when you're sitting right here, it's going to put generally a lot more weight to the rear tire. But for 110, 119, you have to sit somewhere in here. But at first, I sit right here to pop it up, then I gradually slide back a little bit. Alright, you don't want to do it all at once, because if you do too much at all at once, it will loop it. You don't want that happening. So, like I said, balance point, get your sweet spot on it. Remember, clutch in, shift down the first, come slow rolling up to it. Give it some gas, dump that clutch, sit right here. If you're like 120 plus, if you're like my weight, sit right here in the sweet spot. You dump that clutch once you have some good throttle, still slow rolling a little bit, dump that clutch and stand it up, and then release the throttle. If you're too far back, pull on the clutch, tap the back brake, or just tap the back brake. But we're just working on popping it up right now. But once you get comfortable doing that, you can constantly blip the throttle. Here, I'll show you what I mean by blipping the throttle. Make sure it's in neutral. Nope. Alright. Oh yeah, gotta turn everything on. Now this is what I mean by blipping the throttle once you get used to it and you want to keep it up. This is what I mean by constantly blipping the throttle. That's what I mean by constantly blipping the throttle to keep it up. When I keep it up, that's normally the type of pattern I go to. It keeps it up at good height, and it carries me a little while. So that's blipping throttle. Or if you want to consistently do the throttle, gotta find the sweet spot. That's like the sweet spot. Well, that was a little too much. That's about the sweet spot, or a little bit more, depends on how heavy you are. If you're 119 pounds, the way I just did it is the sweet spot for steady throttle to keep that front end up and on the back tire. If you're heavier, a little less. If you're lighter, a little more. But generally, that's the sweet spot for it. If you're 119 pounds like me, go that way. You'll get it. But first, make sure you are comfortable popping it up and setting it back down. Also, if you want to set it back down, you can lean forward some. When you're up here, you can lean forward. If you're like not too far back, if you're too far back, I like to pull on the clutch or tap the back brake. But see, I got small feet, and sitting right here in the sweet spot, it's hard for me to keep my feet hovering. My ankle just don't bend like that. But longer feet, it's easier. But for me, I keep my foot off to the side like this. That way I can just come up and tap the back brake. Or if I'm nowhere near the back brake, I just pull on the clutch and lean really forward. But don't lean too far forward, because when that front tire comes slamming down, if you're leaning too far forward like this, you go over the handlebars. But you don't want that to happen. Alright? But we got clutch, throttle, the back brake, the sweet spot, and the balance point. Alright? Now, the balance point is generally going to take a little longer for you to find the sweet spot to ride it really long, which I'm still working towards. I mean, I can ride it from here to a little past the tree over there, or at the tree, most of the times when I like want to ride a wheelie, you know. But I mean that's pretty good. But some people, they've been riding wheelies for years and they can carry it from here to Timbuktu. I mean, but I'm not there yet, which I haven't been riding wheelies that long. I've been doing it probably for like a month and a half now. Not sure how long, but somewhere in like a month or a month and a half. But you gotta remember, clutch, throttle, rear brake, first gear, sweet spot, balance point. Alright, but the key things, the four most important things: clutch when you're first starting, gas, dump that clutch, back brake, so that's 3, and then the sweet spot on the seat. But once you get all that down good, you need to start working on that balance point. Alright, once you find that balance point, you keep working on it, you can ride that thing for a while. Alright, so that's the video. Just remember, make sure when doing it you're in first. Alright, when you slow roll, you have that clutch in, give it some gas, dump that clutch, and keep the gas. But right now we're just working on popping it up for beginners. Let go of that throttle, have it a little bit up. When you pop it up, let go, and it should go back down like I was demonstrating. It should go smoothly. But you gotta keep in mind, don't be afraid to fall. Promise you, don't be afraid to fall. It will feel a lot more comfortable. But before you even start learning how to wheelie, make sure you're comfortable on your bike. Alright, don't get something too big, don't get something too small. Right now, 5 foot to like 5'5" is perfect for this bike. And like for a 125, 4'9" or 4'10" to like 5'3", 5'4", somewhere in there. But so that's it. The basics down. Guys, just keep working on it. Don't give up. It'll take some time. Just keep working towards it. And y'all send some videos in the comments once y'all done learned how to wheelie, and I want to see y'all working on it, you know. So yeah, y'all go get it done. Y'all work on popping wheelies, and once you learn how to wheelie, it will change your life, I promise you. Well, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.